Alright guys, so we are back with another mod for the F30. Now this mod you probably don't see too often on BMWs, but I think it's going to come in clutch. What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. So like I said in the intro, we are back with another mod for the F30, and this isn't a common mod. You guys probably see this mod a lot on like Subarus and more like rally-ish type cars. That probably gave it away if I didn't already give it away in the title and the thumbnail. But honestly guys, I think this mod is going to come in clutch, especially on a black car and especially living here in New York. Now I say that because if you guys own a black car, you'll know the struggle of keeping these things clean. Now it probably looks not too bad on camera right now, but I promise you guys, if I get up close, you can see just how dirty this car is. Now usually before I film, I try to clean the cars and make sure they look presentable on camera, even if I don't get up close to them. But the reason why I didn't wash the car today was because I wanted to show you guys, like I was saying before, the struggles of a black car and keeping these cars clean. Now some of the worst spots on a car, if you guys daily drive your car, you just drive them a lot, is going to be behind the wheels. So on the rear over here, as well as the front, you guys can actually see just how bad it gets. So obviously the entire car is dirty, but behind the wheels, it's definitely the worst. So that's the front, and then even the same thing in the rear, you guys can see just how bad it gets. So again, the reason why I didn't wash the car, so you guys can actually see this firsthand if you don't deal with it yourself personally, which I'm sure you do. Now I will say this isn't usually as bad on a stock car, but the reason why mine is worse is because I have some really aggressive wheel spacers on the car. So that of course means the wheel pops out more than it normally would have, so it just kicks up a whole bunch of dirt at the car. So if you guys have a stock car, your wheels will be more tucked in and this won't be as big of an issue. Now it will still happen to you, but it's just not going to be as bad as mine. Also, even if you have aftermarket wheels with like a more aggressive offset, obviously the same thing could happen to you. Regardless though, it happens to me a lot, and I'm sure it'll happen to you guys as well, especially if you modify your cars. So today's mod is going to help out with that. And now obviously guys, this being a black car, just in general, it gets super dirty super quickly. It's already a struggle to keep it clean, but this definitely makes it that much worse. And being in New York, we experience all 4 seasons, so as you guys can probably tell around me, there's leaves all around, and whenever I drive, they basically get like cut up and they get thrown onto the car, and they're really annoying to take off. And then during the winter, we also get a whole bunch of salt, and then at that point you have a whole bunch of salt on the side of your car. Now I'm not saying this mod is going to alleviate all of that, but it should definitely help, and it doesn't even have to apply to you guys for you to do this mod. Now I'm doing it because I want to help keep this car clean, but if you guys just overall like the look of these, I mean, you can definitely do them as well. I'm just kind of doing it for twofold, for it to look good and also for it to make the car stay a little cleaner, especially during the fall and the winter. So before I show you guys the new mod for today, I want to take a minute to thank today's video sponsor, and that is Simply Carbon Fiber. Now if you guys watch my channel, you'll know Simply Carbon Fiber. They make a whole bunch of carbon fiber accessories out of, you guessed it, carbon fiber. So they make everything from sunglasses, phone cases, and in this case, a slim wallet. So this here is their slim carbon fiber wallet. This thing holds up to 7 cards, and it even has a money clip here on the back. And yes guys, that is just a whole bunch of singles. Don't judge me, car mods are expensive. But yeah guys, this thing is super slim, super minimalistic. If you guys know me, you'll know that I take this thing literally everywhere with me. Absolutely love the fact that it's so small and so compact, and of course the fact that it's made out of real carbon fiber. So if you guys want this wallet or any of their other carbon fiber accessories, check out the links down in the description below. They're also having a massive Black Friday sale going on right now at the time that I've uploaded this video. The dates will be in the description below. Go take advantage of the sale, get some carbon fiber accessories. I would personally highly recommend the wallet, but up to you guys. But yeah, with that said, let's get back to today's video. Anyways guys, I'll stop stalling and I'll show you the new mod for today. Now if you guys haven't figured it out, and if I didn't give it away in the thumbnail and the title already, it's mud flaps. Alright guys, and here are the mud flaps. So of course we're gonna get 4 in total. This one here is for the rear. I believe there should be another one right behind it for the rear as well. And inside this bubble we have the ones for the front. Now if you guys don't know already, these are actually made by Tommy L Garage. He's a fellow YouTuber, so if you guys do want a set for your F30, I will leave some instructions on how to get them down in the description below. So of course, like I said, we have the 2 rears, we have a whole bunch of hardware for all 4, and then we should have the front ones inside this little bubble wrap. So here are the front. Of course, these are a lot smaller. Now if you guys want to know how to install these, Tommy L Garage made a great video showing you guys in detail. I'm just gonna put them on and show you guys what they look like and show you like the benefits of them and all that type of stuff. Regardless, so just like everything else, I'll still film the process of installing these. Now they should be pretty easy. From his video, honestly I'm guessing it's probably only take like 20 minutes. I believe the front should actually be easier because we just have to turn the wheel. However, the rears, we actually might have to take the wheel off. Now in Tommy L Garage's video, he just lifted up the car, so I'm going to try to do the same so I don't have to take off the wheel. But if I do have to take off the wheel, it might take a little longer, but still it shouldn't be too bad. Alright guys, and after not too much time, honestly, I finished installing the mud flaps. I also put on a hoodie because it's starting to get cold outside. But yeah, before I actually show you guys the finished product, I just want to remind you guys that these are actually made by Tommy L Garage, and I really respect that, the fact that he made this and he sells it himself. I personally kept on looking for mud flaps, and I don't think they actually make them for an M Sport F30. I could be wrong on that, but these are the only ones that I could find. So huge shout out and respect to him. Now also say, I was not sponsored. I literally paid full price for this. I just reached out to him just like anyone else would. So by no means was this a sponsored video in that regard. So I'll still give you guys my honest opinions about the product. But yeah, anyways guys, with that said, let me show you what it looks like, and let me just give you a high level of what it's like to install them. All right guys, and here they are. You can probably already tell from the rear over here, but you can see the mud flap right there. Now I will say it still isn't wide enough to kind of compensate for like the really aggressive wheel spacers that I have on, but that's totally fine because it being any wider than this is just gonna look kind of silly. So I might still have this issue, but hopefully this is still enough to reduce it. Also, something I really like is that it lines up pretty nicely with my carbon fiber splitter over here. Now something I'm not crazy about, and this is no fault to the mud flap because this is an aftermarket piece, you guys can see right over here it kind of flops away from it, if you can tell. So I would like if it could just sit on it like that, so that way it just kind of looks all like cohesive and together. But what I'm thinking about doing is actually just getting some self-tapping screws, preferably in black, and just putting one right over there to hold it in like that. I think if I could do that, that would be perfect. But otherwise, the rear is actually really good. Now in terms of installation, if you guys didn't know already, there's two 8mm screws that hold in your fender liner over here. So one would be over here, another one right over there. We basically take them out and replace them with these screws that Tommy L Garage gives you. That's pretty much everything that holds in this mud flap, but that is enough because as you guys can tell, this thing is pretty on there. Now I probably could have tightened it a little more, but I actually tried to loosen it a little bit so it fits a little better, if that makes sense. But yeah, overall installation on this one was pretty easy. I did go ahead and just lift up the car. I actually didn't take the wheel off, so it's definitely possible to do it with the wheel still on the car, which is nice because that's one less step that you have to do. All right, so now with the rear out of the way, let's head over to the front. Now the front was a little more involved in terms of installation. So you have these like little, I don't know what you'd call them. They're not like screws, they're like pop-in screws. Someone's gonna correct me down in the comments below what these are actually called. But you basically have two of them over here. You have to remove the two that are already on the car, and then Tommy L Garage gives you some replacements because these are not reusable. So you pop those out, you put the mud flap on, and then you replace them with the new ones. And then you also have to put one additional screw right over here. You kind of just drill it into your fender liner, so no biggie there, pretty easy to do. I would say probably my biggest complaint, if I'm being totally honest with you guys, is I'm not sure how well you guys are going to be able to see it, but there's a part in the fender liner that pops out, and the mud flap kind of just like hits against it, and it makes it like pop out on the inside, and I feel like it throws off the fitment a little bit. Overall, it does fit pretty well, sits pretty flush, and again guys, hopefully it should help reduce all this dirt on the front over here. Now only time will tell how much these actually help out the car and help it stay clean. If you guys do want an update on that, I'll probably make like a follow-up, maybe like just a short, something really quick, just kind of show you guys. If you guys do want to see that though, let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, overall, I actually really like the way that they came out. Again, huge respect to Tommy L Garage for even doing this. I wish I could do something like that. Yeah, anyways guys, that's pretty much it. They're just mud flaps, really not too much to them. But if you guys enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful or entertaining, please drop it a like, drop a comment down below, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.